everyone. This is really bad because without my glasses, I can't really see again. Age is coming, but it's coming in a good way. And I'm so grateful to God for that, the opportunity to grow older. And it's one of those things and journeys that we all have to do in life. And it's the same thing about finding your passion, your purpose, and all those things. Those things, it's a journey. Nobody gets to it that they say to themselves, oh, thank you, Jesus, I'm there. If you get there, then you have a problem. And I'm hoping that Jimmy will speak about all those things also, because they're one of those people that this is their constant, they're the ones that are teaching us. Ours is just to pretend that we know everything, and then also look very distinguished when we come up, and continue as it is. But as I was sitting down and my darling here was talking about women not asking questions, I almost fainted again. I'm like, are we still in those times? I mean, it's such a shame. What can we do now? Help us now. Yvonne is trying. She's brought everybody here to, just to share with us. And I like coming for a lot of these things because I don't also talk. I also learn. So it's an opportunity to walk into it. I mean, I spoke at a very small event last night. And that was maybe like 12 people, 12. And I tell people, 12 people, 1,000 people, 500, it doesn't matter. By the time I walked out of there yesterday, I know what I picked and put in my own bag. And I know what I removed from my own junk, because we all have junk. And hopefully we are removing from the junk and taking out some junk and putting in some good things in. So when you come to a place like this, use the opportunity to learn from someone. Smile at other people. Tell someone they look nice. A lot of times when we just want to be hearing purpose, passion, power, and all that. They're all good. Nothing wrong with it. But the truth is that the daily living of us as human beings are what is the most important. When you can sit and smile at a person, no matter how irritated you are. I walked into this place, got to the car, and I had to tell Osayi, breathe in, because I was very irritated because of my timing was messed up today. And I was like, breathe in, it doesn't matter now. And you're here now. Don't kill yourself. So as I was walking, someone wanted to take my bag. I said, no, darling. I carry my bag by myself. And then I walked to the front. And of course, I'm like, lady in blue, she looks gorgeous. I had to tell her, sister, I need a picture. So those are the things. It's daily living. Because with that, you actually achieve your purpose. Your purpose that day might just to walk, look at someone and say, you are looking very, very well. Or what you said just this minute changed my life. And God has sent you for that time. Simple. And that's it. Or you might go home that day and sleep. And you think you have not done anything. But that person is feeling some form of thing in their heart. And they want to give up. I spoke somewhere else again, end of last year. And it was just a small gathering. Maybe, I think we're 30, and we just started gisting, talking. I don't know where the conversation went to. And I looked at the lady beside me. I said, things are difficult. She said, very difficult. Next minute, she started crying. I said, Jesus, this is not what I came for. But it happens. And that's when you pick up the power that God has given to you. I know some of us, we're all from different faiths, so it doesn't matter. When I say power that God has given you, just know that I'm talking to myself, and me, I'm a Christian. So you pick the power that God has given to you, and you ask yourself, what's your purpose for that moment? So of course I had to change what I came with, the cap I had come in with, all work and just be formal, and be able to relate with the person. Relationship with people are most important. And with that, it helps you to achieve your purpose as well, and achieve your goal. Really, in many parts of the world, different people are living, fulfilling life. Yeah, some of us are feeling to ourselves, this journey we're on, the right journey. Was it you, Jimmy, that wrote on Instagram one day that you took some days off? Or was it your brother, the other one? Steve, did anybody read it? When he said he took some days off, he was feeling as if something was wrong. Not days off, but he was feeling as if something was wrong and he just had to shut down. And, these things occur. But a lot of times we're looking at social media and thinking everybody is beautiful and fine. Look I just did makeup today. I wore the right dress, everything spanked up, everything looking, I'm wearing high shoe. I even put chain on my leg. Then, I just come. Then when I was getting, I said, I forgot my neck chain. Jesus, it will not look fine in the pictures. But that's picture perfect. That is picture perfect. But when you are talking about the power that comes, it's a different type of power. And we all have to search and find those things by ourselves. And this is one of the journeys that we take, sitting in a room, learning, relearning, debunking, not agreeing. And all of us, when we all live here, if they ask you what you learned, everybody will put something completely different. Completely different. But I tell people that when you come into this kind of programs, pick one or two things. Just forget the rest of it. And then find one or two people in the room that you can associate yourself with. Because you cannot meet everybody. And you cannot smile at everybody. But if that one or two people are the people that you hold with you for the rest of the week, and that's where the networking and everything comes in, which Yvonne always talks about as well. It means we have embraced our purpose, and I know that Felicia has talked a bit about purpose and selfishly sharing our conscious-based leadership skills with others. When we get to a point where we're now teaching and talking about everything that we're doing, then we get to a point where it's not only about you. And everything we do in life, it's not really only about you. And you have to constantly remind yourself, but the world is so dogged. Everybody is running helter-skelter just to satisfy their in. There's something that we just want to satisfy about ourselves. Let me, myself, my family be fine, and everything else. And that's what is killing the nation that we're in. And so when we're talking about passion, and passion to do, a passion to change, what do we really need to know, and what do we talk about? I mean, passion is a feeling. If you look at the dictionary thing, everybody's talking about passion now. If you go online, we all talk about passion. What are you passionate about? Follow your passion. Don't do that job anymore. Just quit. Follow your passion. Then you find out after 6 months you cannot eat. Yeah. No job, money. Then we start complaining. Then we start abusing the speakers. That is Jimmy that encouraged me. Jimmy, I'm on to you today. Jimmy encouraged me to resign my job. Nobody encouraged you. He just gave you advice. Yeah. Advice, you can either take it or you leave it. So you have to ask yourself some questions. And when you ask yourself those questions, people say, that job is boring, you are bored. You say, yes. This is not what God has called for. No. Then you are moving yourself to a path that you cannot bring yourself back from. Passion is great. I'm a very passionate human being. I don't do anything without passion self. Everybody knows me. Even as I'm walking in, you can see it's as if I'm going to battle. I'm always like, bah. I'm battle ready. And it's in physical and spiritual too. So, but even with that, you must realize that sometimes you have to know how to balance these things out. And say to yourself, okay, how do I manage that? What do I do different? And different stages for different people as well. Some people's journeys are so different. But we are looking at everybody else and thinking, this is my own journey. It's not. Focus on your own focus, as they will say. Stay on your own lane. Manage your own self. And just do what you're supposed to do at the right time. And it will work out well. And of course, sometimes we get to a point where we're a bit discouraged and a bit confused. And that's where counsel comes in. That's why when you come to this kind of programs, you're asking yourself questions. And you must be prepared, as Ayo said. When you come here, you know what you're coming for. Then prepare yourself. I need to ask this specific question, and it must be only to Felicia, because I know that Felicia had gone through the same path that I have, and she might be able to give me the right answer. And even if she doesn't, somebody else might be able to throw it out into the audience. But don't come just because they say we should come. Yvonne, are you giving us, are we eating today? No. Okay, I was going to say if there's food. Because when they mention food to me, sometimes I go for events. So it depends on what they're serving at that event. Like there's some dinners, like there's a dinner I'm going to tonight. There's nothing that can make me not go. Except Jesus just says, Osayi, that place is not good for you. The food is going to be nice. So I'm going to be looking correct. You see it on Instagram. And also, you never also assume that your passion is always your job. It might not be. Some people are passionate about some things, and I know that there's a correlation, and I think we'll speak about it at the panel as well. You define your passion by leveraging on what is unique about you, that will allow you to stand out amongst others. And standing out, now, everything about standing out, we want it to be so big. I'm afraid to say some things because, some things, we just want everybody to just, well, I don't know, what's the English again? It scares me sometimes because not everybody is supposed to be like that. But everybody just wants to do, what are you doing? Big things. I mean, big things. It's not everybody that is supposed to be like that. So sometimes because of your quest to push yourself in that level, you keep on failing at it, and then you get frustrated along the line as well. In today's rapid and dynamic market where people ask for everything, the first thing they ask, what's your social media handle? So everybody wants to see what you're doing at every given time, every single day. Some people I haven't seen in 2 years. Oh, we know you're fine. We saw you, we saw you. And I said, no, I haven't seen you. No, we saw you. So we know that everything is beautiful. And I almost want to say, no, everything is not beautiful. I want you to ask me how I'm doing, really. But that's what we do. We're focused on social media, handle. But even with that, you have to also begin to build your own brand. That's why I'm saying you have to know how to balance these things out and manage your own brand, manage your own self, manage your own passion. So really, it's really about you, about who you are as a person and finding yourself and be comfortable with who you are. People complain, so you're always looking on, what's the word on, I said the word yesterday, they abused me, no, if they say Flick is old now, Felicia. And I thought you were even funkier than me. Please, the younger people in the room, help me. Peng. So I said, well, I've been penging since I was a child. Even there's a picture of me, Felicia. Do you remember that picture? I did like this. And I brought out my leg like this, so that my slits. And now I think I was 7 years old. So, but not everybody has that capacity to put on everything. It's not. Do your own. I mean, of course, come looking great. Come carrying yourself with some form of dignity. And another thing also, women were afraid to just have some dignity. And to feel, that God has blessed us with such, with so much. And we want to hide it, put it in a bag, put it under here. And then someone will say, bring it out. I say, no. Bring it out. No. And then you even be feeling as if you are humble. There's some humility that we want to pretend that we have and everything. Balance again. If you notice, I've said it 3 times in different ways. You have to know what your own balance is. Because somebody's extreme is not your extreme. Somebody's balance is not your balance. Finding your purpose, you have to know what your own balance is. Everybody's different. I was telling someone the other day, I said, it can take me almost 2 weeks to cry and ask God for forgiveness. Somebody else will just, it doesn't mean that he has not forgiven me. But some people will just go quickly. Daddy, I finished. Abinu, bam, finished. Me, I will go, I will cry, I will talk, I will preach. I will even preach to Jesus self, preach to God, preach to the Holy Spirit. So everybody's different. So if you find out where you are, then it's easier for you to manage. So there's some things I will just not do because I can't go through that process or begging and pleading. I can't. And waking up at 2 a.m. and, adding fasting and prayer to it. Everybody's different. So find your own. Do something that you're passionate about. What you recognize that is your own gift. What's my gift? And if you can't find it, ask questions. What do you think? And that's why you have to also always have accountability partners. People that can always tell you the truth. And I have younger friends, younger aburos that they will call me, sis, that thing did not work. Take it down. Simple. I trust them enough that I believe that once they said it, it's true. And I might argue sometimes my way out of it, but I know that they know what they want from me, and I know that they have my best interest at heart. If you only have slave friends, forget it. It's not going to work. Slave friends do not take you anywhere. They can say, in fact, let me give you an example. Someone called me in the week. Someone I thought was, very out there, movie star kind of person. When she called, I was like, oh, wow, nice to, we're always seen outside and we kiss and everything. She now said, I'm doing something in the next few months, or is it early next, I can't remember the date. I just realized that I have no network. I said, no, but, And I quickly went to Instagram, checked the number of followers, then the likes. So I now, even if I know, but I had to consciously do it for her. I said, but you have this number of followers. And every time you post a picture, number of people that are even greeting you, perfect. You are wonderful. But you are not doing a program. She said, no. Nobody can open a door for me. None of these people. So you have to consciously also look for your own inner ties. Who are you? Who works with you? Who are the people that if something is really wrong? I remember maybe 15 years ago, it's one of the things I used to tell everybody when I used to teach enterprise. I said, on your phone you must, and that time we didn't even have social media. On your phone you must have a lawyer's number, a doctor you can call if something goes wrong, someone in government. And you think it's not a big deal, but it is. Especially because of the community that we live in right now. You must have some specific people that if something goes wrong, you can call them and ask them, I need that 1,000 naira, and they trust you enough to give you, and because they know you're going to give them back. But if all you have are slay people, and nothing wrong with slaying, because I was rushing, you'd have seen me, I would have come in a different, I planned to like wear a dress like she's wearing, something like that, tight, everything showing. But I couldn't do it because I got my timing wrong. So we can all do that, but you must know who you are and who stands by you. And that is what the purpose of your life is. So you help and they help. They help and you help. They don't help and somebody else helps. If there's nobody you can call at any time when you're in trouble, then you have a serious problem. No one can live in isolation. No one. No matter how good you are, no matter how great you are, no matter how intelligent you are. I give an example all the time. Why do you think Alhaji Dangote goes to every party? You think he's the wealthiest man, but he knows that he needs people. So and he will sit down there. If you know him, he sits there quietly. He will greet everybody, young and old. And I give that example because at least that one's a name that we all know. That even if we don't know him personally, we think we know him. So we have to consciously just make that effort and say, okay, who are they? Where are they sitting? Who are they talking? And then change it if you don't even have. I know I have to shut down soon. There's so many other things. Develop yourself. Do what you're doing now. Attend training. Relearn. Change your mindsets consciously. So many times we get stuck on some things that don't make any sense. And it doesn't, they say, this is how I was born. You see, when God calls you to a purpose or to passion or to power, when he calls you, okay, even if you don't want to say God, when you are called to purpose, to power, to position, you have to be flexible. You have to be flexible. You know who you are, but be flexible. Be able to say, this is not where I'm supposed to be going this year. And be able to manage that and say, okay, what do I do different? How do I manage it? Talk to people, ask questions. Beginning of this year, I called Felucia. I said, I have no understanding on IE, what those things you're always talking about, those really techie things. I said, I know it's coming, but I don't know what to do. And I know that quite a number of people my age, or even in my sector, that don't understand it. I said, let's do something about it now. Then that's another thing. You've changed, you've moved, you become fluid. You begin to learn, read, understand. Even if you're not using it for anything at this particular time. Because when it comes, it's easier for you to adjust. When an opportunity comes, it's easier for you to walk into that door because you have an understanding of what it's supposed to be. We have to be, as women, be able to walk into a room and someone calls you at any time. Come on, just, the person hasn't come. Can you go say something? For you to be able to pick the microphone and just talk about something. Then you now come up. They didn't tell me before. I can't, it just bothers me when people do that. I'm like, even if they didn't tell you before now, just talk now. Why are you embarrassing the person that just go up there? And that's what you learn along the way. Adjust. And not everybody knows everything. So even if you come in and just start dancing and everything, say, oh, we're going to rock the house down, everybody will join you. They'll think that's what they sent you to do. Everybody gets calmer, and then we can all flow with it. But as human beings, we are supposed to not sit in one spot. Movement is essential. So if this month of June is about to end, half of the year, and you feel that you have been sitting in one spot, and you feel that you're confused about the purpose that you have, you must know that it's time to move. It's just time. And you must learn something new. Get something, do something different. Go and learn how to dance. Just do something different. Ask Yvonne, next time you're having something, I don't mind being the moderator or something. She might not give you the opportunity at that particular moment, but be bold enough to ask. If there's anything that comes up, let me know. I'll be willing to do it. Because you have been coming for all her programs for how many years, and you just sit down. Or can I usher somebody? In fact, the events that, what's his name, had, Bankole, some lady that decided that she wanted to be a protocol to Herbert, who I took to the program. She's in her 50s. And she's not a small person in her organization. But she said, I want to protocol this guy. So I asked her later, why? She said, I just wanted to serve him. And I was like, you don't know him. He said, I just wanted to serve him. It's just simple. And when she came up and helped him to put, he was like, oh, come, let's take a picture together. That might not be what she wants, but she has done her service. That's it. And she's moved on. So always think about that as well. How do I do? Use your vision as your sounding board from the types of project that you take on to the things you post online. Who are you as a person? So many times I go to people's social media page and I'm confused. They have so many conflicting things about themselves, and I'm wondering, who is this person? So don't allow people to. I know that people will say don't mind, we don't care about what people think, but it's important as a person that is trying to grow and to move to another level, to grow your brand, to grow who you are, so people understand where you're coming from. Don't 1 minute you're saying something, next minute you're showing something else. It's a bit confusing. Let there be some consistency in your life. Let people know that this is what you stand for and this is what you know. I mean, when I started in the non-profit world 20-something years ago now, I remember it was something that was not even, people did not, what are you doing? Over and over, they kept on saying, do they pay? How are you going to be eating? So you'll be begging, Abi? So I said, no, okay, at least your daddy can afford to take care of you. Your husband, uncle, they just mentioned so many things. But I knew that this was what my own purpose was. So I just stayed with it. Now it's a normal thing for everybody to do. People are doing it. But I've just also realized too that even in the midst of it, I also have to change, adapt quickly. Because if not, the tide will leave me behind. And I've been able to adapt. Not where I want to be, because the journey is still far, but I've been, at least when you talk about NGO in Nigeria, non-profit world, social enterprise, when you sit down, my name has to be mentioned. But that's the way life is supposed to be. Especially if you have power, and then you know what your passion is. And hopefully, if we came in here with any bit of discouragement or doubt or, hopefully by the end of the day, by the time everyone speaks, you take one thing away and you put it in your pocket and just say, let me walk away with this thing. And if we all came in here with any baggage or whatever, because we all have baggage. Some days I always use the example of, I remember one time I was sitting there just thinking and I was trying to think about what to speak at an event. And I was shown like bags, like Ghana Must Go bags with all sorts of things. So that's what people carry around with them. So some people's own might just be a nicer looking bag. Some people's own is Ghana Must Go. Some people's own is a suitcase. But a lot of times we carry these things with us. But I always tell people, when you are leaving and you want to live a successful and a life filled with passion, you have to leave those bags at the door. You have to just say to yourself, let this bag stay. So sometimes I carry it and I remind myself, like I did in the car, drop it and go in more confident, going with joy, going with passion, going with love, so that you can accomplish your goal. Thank you very much, everyone.